Good morning, students. Welcome to the online video lecture on new topic, that is sequencing. It is second bit in the model 5. In this video, today we are going to discuss introduction to the sequencing and how we are going to solve the sequencing problem by using Johnson algorithm. Now, first we should know the definition of the sequencing. As you know that sequencing is also one of the operational research technique used to find out the an optimum order of a complete a certain number of jobs. Means you need to determine the best sequence in order to complete a certain number of job so as to minimum total elapsed time between the first job and the last job. Okay, the main objective of this technique is to determine the best sequence or best optimum order to complete all the jobs in a minimum total elapsed time between the completion of first and the last job. Okay, the main important thing is objective is first is to determine the best sequence or best optimum order, and second one is to minimize the total elapsed time. Okay, now here in this chapter we are going to discuss the four types of problems. Okay, here the type 1, that is processing n jobs through two machines. Okay, we are having n jobs and two machines. Okay, this type of problem we can solve by using Johnson algorithm. And type 2 problems, n jobs through three machines. Here we are having n number of jobs and three machines. This type of problem also we can use the method, that is Johnson algorithm. And next, type 3, here we are having processing n jobs through m machines. Okay, here we are having n jobs and m number of machines. We can solve by using this CDS heuristic method. Now the type 4, it is we are having m number of jobs. Here m number of jobs and we are having only two machines. In this case we can solve the problem by using graphical method. Okay, today we are going to discuss in this video, that is the problem based on type 1 and type 2 categories. Now before going for the solving the problem, just we need to know the terms that we are going to use in the sequencing. Okay, the first term, it is number of machines. This is refers to the number of service facilities or machining centers through which job must passes before it is completing. Okay, the job that go process under the machine before it completes. Okay, now the second definition is processing time. It is time required by the job on each machine. Okay, the job, that is it is time required by the job on each machine. Next, processing order. This is refers to the sequence. Okay, in which each job goes through a set of machines. Okay, it is refers to a sequence where each job goes through a set of machines. Next, idle time. As you know that idle time is, this is the time during which machine has no job to process. Okay, now the fifth one is total elapsed time. This one is this is the minimum time, okay, taken to finish the processing of all the jobs. Okay, concerned with the all the machines taking the best sequence of job. Okay, here the total elapsed time is, this is the minimum total time to finish all the jobs. Okay, by taking the best sequence of jobs on all the machines, that we can call it as total elapsed time. Now no passing rule. Okay, this rule means that all the jobs goes through the same sequence of machines maintaining a particular order. For example, if n jobs are to be processed on two machines m1 and m2, okay, in the order that is m1 and n2, then on each job should first processed on machine 1 and then on machine 2. Okay, if the order is like that, if first job is processed, that is first on machine 1 and second machine 2, you need to maintain that order only. Okay, m1 and m2, like this. Now this is the type 1 problems. Okay, here that is Johnson's rule for n number of jobs and two machines. Here we are having n number of jobs and only we are having two machines. Okay, these steps that we are going to explain while solving the problem, these steps are very simple here. Now the first problem, that is under the category of type 1. Here the first problem, a machine operator has to perform two operations, turning and threading, on a number of different jobs. The times required to perform these operations are given. Determine the order in which the job should be processed in order to minimize the total elapsed time required to finish all the jobs. Also find the total minimum elapsed time and also idle time on each machine. See here, in this problem we need to find out the best sequence or best optimum order for the jobs. Next, second one is we need to find out the minimum total elapsed time, and third one is we need to find out the idle time for each machine. Okay, now see the table. Here we are having n number of jobs, that is 6 jobs, and we are having only 2 machines. Okay, machine A and machine B. Okay, this problem comes under type 1 category. Now we need to solve the first problem here. Now the solution. See here, now we can apply the Johnson's rule. Okay, see here, the first step is, how many jobs are there here? The 6 jobs are there here. Okay, we need to make a table having 6 boxes here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 boxes here. Okay, now here we need to find out the minimum time in machine A and machine B. Okay, which one is the minimum time among all the machine A and machine B? Okay, you need to find out the minimum time by considering machine A column and machine B column. Okay, both the column you can consider. Okay, here the minimum time, that is 1 is there, that is for 6 job and for machine B, 6th job for machine B. Okay, for that one, see here, the first step, among all the processing times, irrespective of which machine, the shortest processing time is selected. In the given table, the shortest time is for job 6 on machine B, 1 minute. So place the job as late as possible. Okay, now see here, job for the job 6 and for the machine B, that is 1, the processing time is 1, so that it is a minimum time by considering both the column. For the job 6 and for the machine B it is 1, so that if it is the minimum time, processing time occurs at the machine B, so that we can place that job at the extreme right side. Okay, that is as late as possible, so that we have kept that 6th job at the late. Okay, at the extreme right side. Now in the second step, see here, the step is continue, that is the next shortest time is 4, that is machine A, that is 2 minutes, so place the job as early as possible. Now see here, after 1 processing over minute 1, next is shortest processing minute is that is 2. Okay, that is job 4, it is occurs at machine A column. Okay, so that we can place the fourth job at as early as possible, that is towards the left. Okay, now comes to the second step, that is the next shortest time is for the job 4 on a machine A, that is 2 minutes, so place the job as early as possible. Okay, see here, for the job next processing minimum processing time is 2. Okay, that is for job 4, it is occurs on machine A column. Okay, if that is, so that we can place the 4 job as early as possible, that is towards the extreme left side. Okay, see here, if the minimum processing time occurs at the column machine B, for that job we can place the as late as possible, that means extreme right side. If the minimum processing time occurs at column machine A, for that job we can place towards the extreme left, that is as early as possible. Okay, now see in the third step, the next shortest time is tie between job 1 and job 5, that is 3 minutes, select any one. Okay, now the next minimum processing time is 3. Okay, for the job 1, 3 is that is occurs on machine A, and another also, that is 3 is there, that is for the fifth job for the machine B. Okay, it is tie, so that we can select any one. Suppose if you select first job, we can place first job, that is as early as possible, that is the side of the fourth job 1. And next in the fourth step we can consider the fifth job, that is 3, that is on machine B, so that we can place towards the left side, that is fifth. Now the next shortest time job 3 on machine A, that is 5 minutes. Okay, that is next is that is 5 minutes, that is occurs on that is machine A, that is for job 3. Next we can place that is towards the left side, that is 3. Now the sixth is the remaining job is only only one box is left, that is for the job 2, we can place that job 2 in the remaining box. Okay, now the sequence is 4 1 3 2 5 6. Okay, this one is the sequence. Okay, or we can call it as optimum order. Okay, have you understood how to find out the best sequence? See here, the minimum processing time occurs at machine A, that you can place towards the extreme left side as early as possible. Now if it is the minimum processing time occurs the machine column B, place that job as late as possible towards the right side. Okay, now we are having the sequence, that is 4 1 3 2 5 6. Okay, the first step is to find out the sequence. Now we need to make the column here, the job we are write the here this sequence wise 4 1 3 2 5 6, and write down the machine A and machine B. For this job 4, write down the processing time, that is 2 on machine A, and machine B it is 6. Okay, this you can take from the original table. And for the job 1, the processing time is 3 and on machine A, and processing time is 8, that is on machine B. Similarly write down for the job 3, job 2, job 5, job 6. Now we need to find out the total minimum elapsed time. Okay, we need to write in the first column, we need to write the sequence which you have find out in the previous step, that is 4 1 3 2 5 6. Now make it the machine A column, in that column divide into in and out. Okay, similarly for the machine B column divide into 2 parts, that is in and out. Now the fourth job we can take, that job is undergone process, the job that is first the job enter into the machine A at the 0 minutes. Okay, it will come out from the machine A after 2 hours, because of the fourth job. See the in upper table, for the fourth job the processing duration is 2 minutes under the machine A, so that it enters at 0 minute and 0 plus 2. Okay, it will come out from the machine A after the 2 minutes, that is 2. Okay, now after completion of 2 minutes only, it is enters into the machine B, so that is in time is, that is 2 we have taken. And the on machine B for job, it is how many minutes are there, processing minutes, that is 6 minutes are there, so that 2 plus 6, it is 8. After 8 minutes it is come out from the machine B. Now similarly for the job 1, see here on the machine A, the fourth job is come out from the machine A, it is 2 minutes. Okay, after completion of the fourth job on machine A, then only the first job is going to be enter into the machine A, so that we can take for the first job, we can take, that is intake time, it is input time, that is 2 minutes. Okay, now 2 minutes, and please check the for the first job how much it is processing duration is there, that is 3 minutes, so that 2 plus 3, that is 5. Okay, after 5 minutes only the first job comes from the machine A. Now it need to be enter into the machine B, so that see the fourth job, for after the 8 minutes it is come out, so that after 8 minutes only the first job is going to be enter into the machine B, so that we can write in time, that is 8. Okay, please check the for the first job, that is processing duration is 8, so that 8 plus 8, that is 16. After 16 minutes only the processing one, the job 1 is come out from the machine B. Similarly for the third job, see here third job the in time is, that is 5, because the first job is come out from the machine after 5 minutes only. After completion of 5 minutes only the third job is going to be enter into the machine A, so that you can write at the in column, that is 5 minutes. Now the please check it, processing duration on the machine A is for the third job is 5 is there, 5 plus 5, it is 10. Okay, after 10 minutes only the third job is come out from the machine A, then it needs to be enter into the machine B. Okay, now please check it for the first job. Okay, that is on machine B, it come out after the 16 minutes only. After completing of the first job only the third job is going to be enter into the machine B, so that you can write down here 16. Now please check it for the third job, how many minutes is there, minutes, that is 9 minutes, so that 16 plus 9, 25. Okay, after 25 minutes only the third job is come out from the machine B. Similarly write down for the second job, the in time is, that is 10, because of the exit time for the third job, that is on machine A, it is 10, so that now the second job it is for enter into the time, that is entering time for the machine A, it is 10. Now see here, that is 12 is there processing duration under machine A, so that 12 plus 10, it is 22. After 22 minutes only the second job is come out from the machine A. Now it has to be enter into the machine B, so that previous job is 3, so that it comes after the 25 minutes only. Now after completion of 25 minutes only, that time is, we can call it as in time for the machine 2, that is 25 minutes. And next 25 processing duration is how much, that is 10 is there, 25 plus 10, that is 35. Okay, similarly do it for the fifth and sixth job. Okay, for the sixth job we will get, that is at the end. Okay, the machine B, the out column, see the last, that is 43, the small we can make, that is small square box, that is 43. This we can call it as total minimum elapsed time, that time 43. Now we need to find out the idle time for the machine A and for machine B. For that one, first we need to find out duration of processing on the machine A. Okay, that is, we can add all the durations on machines A, that is 3 plus 12 plus 5 plus 2 plus 9 plus 11, that will give 42 hours. Similarly, for the duration for the processing on machine B, we can add the all the durations, okay, which is given in the machine B column. 8 plus 10 plus 9 plus 6 plus 3 plus 1, that will give 37 hours. We need to find out the idle time for the machine A, that is, the formula is there, total minimum elapsed time minus duration of the processing on each machine. Total minimum elapsed time that we have find out in the previous step, that will give 43, and duration of processing on machine A, that is 42. Okay, 43 minus 42, idle time for machine A, that will give 1 hour. Now idle time for the machine B, that is total minimum elapsed time minus duration of the processing on machine B, that is total elapsed time is 43 minutes, 43, and minus the duration of, that is 37, processing on machine B, that is 37. 43 minus 37, that will give 6 hours, that is idle time for the machine B. Okay, this is for n jobs and 2 machines. Okay, this is the Johnson rule that you are going to apply for the n number of jobs and 2 machines. Okay, now comes to the second categories, that is Johnson rule, that is for n jobs and 3 machines. Okay, n jobs and 3 machines, the same procedure we need to follow, but here we have 2 conditions are there here. The 2 conditions, what are those 2 conditions means? The first condition is the maximum processing time on machine 2 should be less than or equals to the minimum processing time on machine 1. Okay, the maximum processing time on machine 2, it should be less than or equals to the minimum processing time on machine 1, or the maximum processing time on machine 2 should be less than or equals to the minimum processing time on machine 3. Okay, these two are the conditions. If these 2 conditions are satisfied, either it may be 1 or 2, among these 2 either one it is satisfied, then we can apply the Johnson's rule, n jobs on 3 machines. Okay, if it is satisfied any one condition among 2, any one condition is satisfied, then we can do the adding the processing time on machine 1 and machine 2 to make one column. Okay, we can add the processing durations for the machine 1 and machine 2 and make it one column, and adding processing time on machine 2 and machine 3, okay, make it second column. Now who comes to the what, we are having only 2 columns and n number of jobs, then we can apply the Johnson's rule for the n jobs and 2 machines. Okay, now I am going to explain these steps while solving this problem. See here we are having n number of jobs and 3 machines, machine 1, machine 2, machine 3. Okay, now first we need to check the conditions. Okay, please check the conditions. Find out the maximum processing time on the machine 2. Please find out the maximum processing time on the machine 2 is, that is 8. Okay, it is encircled, so that on machine 2 the maximum processing duration is 8. That should be less than or equals the minimum processing time on the machine 1. Okay, minimum processing time is, that is how much? Minimum processing time on machine 1, it is 2. Okay, on the machine 1 column the 2 it is encircled, and also minimum processing machine time, that is 8. Okay, so that is also encircled. The condition to be satisfied is that maximum processing time on machine 2 should be less than or equals to either the minimum processing time on machine 1 or minimum processing time on machine 3. Please check the condition in the given table, that is 193. It is satisfied. Am I correct? Okay. One, it is the maximum processing time on the machine 2 is 8, and the third one is, that is minimum processing time on machine 3 is also 8. That condition is what here? The maximum processing time on machine 2 should be less than or equals. Here it is equals. Okay, the condition is satisfied here. Okay. Now after satisfying the condition, now go for adding the machine 1 and machine 2 processing duration and make it one column, and adding the processing durations for machine 2 and machine 3 and make it second column. Now we have done in this table, we have done all these things, and now we got two columns here, machine 1 plus machine 2 and machine 2 plus machine 3. Now we need to find out the order as we did in the n jobs on 2 machines. Okay, now how many jobs are there? 6 jobs, so that make 6 boxes here. Now the find out the minimum processing duration, either it may be in one column or it may be second column. Okay, that is 4. That is 4, it is occurs at that is 8. Minimum duration is 8, that is occurs at first column, that is for the fourth job, so that you can place at as early as possible, so that in the step 1 we have placed the fourth job at extreme left side. Similarly, if go for find outing the next minimum processing duration, that is 9, that is occurs at first column, that is also for job 3, so that you can place that is towards the left side, so that 3 you have placed in the step 2. Next step 3, that is least element is the tie job, it is the tie for the job 1 and 11 and for 5 in column 2. Okay, next you can place any one. Okay, that is 11. Okay, that is 11 is there for the job 1, so that is least element is 11, and here also you can select any one here. Okay, either it may be job 1 or job 5. Suppose if you take job 5, then you can place extreme right side, as late as possible you can place the 5th job, and suppose that you can place the first job, that is 11, you can place towards the as early as possible towards the left side. Okay, now the least element is next, it is 12, that is for the job 6 in the column 1, so that you can place towards the left side, and last job remaining that we are kept at the left box. Now we are having the best sequence is 4 3 1 6 2 5. Now so the same thing we need to follow here. First column we can write the sequence 4 3 1 6 2 5. For the machine 1 we can write the duration for the 4 job. Machine 1 duration is 2, machine 2 is 6, and machine 3 is 12. Okay, we can write the durations from the original table. Now we need to find out the total minimum elapsed time. Okay, now for the 4th job, that is intake time for the machine 1, it is 0, the processing duration is 2, so that 0 plus 2, to after 2 minutes only the 4th job is come out from machine 1 and it is enters into the machine 2 after 2 minutes only, so that in it is 2 minutes and output is, that is for machine 2 it is 6 minutes is their processing duration, so that 2 plus 6 it is 8. After 8 minutes only it is get enter into the machine 3, so that 8 minutes you can write in the in table so that the processing duration is 12, so that 12 plus 8 20, so that it will come out from the machine 3 after 20 minutes. Similarly for the job 3, it will enters into the machine 1 after the completion of the 4th job, so that in it is 2 minutes 2 and processing time is 5, so that 2 plus 5 is 7. Next it is entered into the machine 2 after the completion of the job 4, that is 8, so that 8 plus the processing duration is 4, 8 plus 4 it is 12. Now the machine 3 20 it is, so that 20 plus 9 is 29. Similarly do it for all the jobs 1 6 2 5. Next you will get the total minimum elapsed time, that is 77. Okay, now the total minimum elapsed time it is 77 minutes. Idle time for machine 1, we can the formula is there, the elapsed time minus processing duration on machine 1. We can add all the processing duration on machine 1, that will give 42. So that 77 minus 42, that will give 35 minutes. Similarly for idle time for the machine 2, that is 49 minutes, and idle time for the machine 3 8 minutes. And below second problem we can take it as homework. Okay, thank you.